Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today I'm going to talk about a very common problem and how we can deal with it. So the holidays are over, you overspent, and now you're panicking in January. Pretty close? Lots of people go through this. And today I want to address different ways that we can handle this. Now the first thing we have to consider is, how did you spend? If you spent it with cash or a debit card, you're not near as bad off. Now you may be down low on cash. That's just a matter of building your cash back up. And one of the ways that I have found to do that is to do a no-spend January. Now, of course, you have to buy food, pay your bills, but what I'm talking about is no clothes, no eating out, no entertainment, no movies, no nothing for 30 days. And then at the end of that 30 days, you take the money that you would normally have spent on those things and replenish your cash. It won't take long to do that. If you spent cash or your debit card to pay for your Christmas, you're in much better shape than 80% of Americans are today. Now, let's assume that you put it on your credit card. Now we're going to have to talk about how we can get that credit card paid off. Now, most Americans would just make the monthly payments, maybe a little bit more, till that thing was paid off, and then repeat the cycle next year. I want to take a two-pronged approach. First, the first thing I would like for you to do is is Christmas clubs still a thing? If they are, open a Christmas club. You put in a certain amount each week, and by the time next Christmas comes around, you've got cash money to go spend on Christmas. If Christmas clubs isn't a thing anymore, then just open a Christmas savings account. And every month, put 20 bucks in there. Or every week put 20 bucks in there. By the time Christmas comes around next year, you'll have a little over $1,000 to spend on Christmas. That's the first prong. The second prong is, how are we going to pay down that credit card quickly so you don't have to pay interest on it? Because credit card interest will financially kill you if you don't deal with it. So we're going to look at a couple of ways we can do that. Now the first is a balance transfer credit card. And there are some, even if your credit is not great, there are a couple of companies that you can go to and get a balance transfer. Now, what does a balance transfer mean? That means, so let's say right now you've got a Discover credit card and it's got $4,000 on it from Christmas. Get yourself, and one of the two companies that I would go to would be Capital One and American Express. Both of those tend to deal with subprime lending customers. And most of them will have a balance transfer option. And a balance transfer means that you take the $4,000 that's on your Discover card and you transfer it over to your new balance transfer card. And they will give you a period of time, anywhere from 15 to 21 months. They will not charge you interest, and you just pay that off. Now, the bad news is, if you don't get it paid off, they will sock it to you with all the interest from the last 15 months. So, make sure you can pay it off. Put it on the card, leave it there. Pay it off, little bit by little bit. Another option would be, or maybe a combination of options. What if you put it on a balance transfer card, couldn't get it paid off, and you still owed $2,000 in the 15 months? Go get a personal loan, pay it off. Now you're going to pay interest, but the amount of interest you're going to pay on a personal loan is a tiny, tiny amount compared to the interest you're going to pay on a credit card. So a personal loan would be an option. Now, for those of you that have a lot of toys, and by toys I mean snowmobiles, motorcycles, mini bikes, boats, toys. Sell a couple of toys and pay it off. Because when you get stronger financially, you can go back out and buy your toys. But for right here and for right now, we got to save some money. We got to get these bills paid off and set it up so that next year you're not in the same boat. Now the easiest way, of course, is to just write a check. Take the money out of your savings and pay it off. Now I know that you put it on the credit card because you wanted to keep the cash. Okay, I get it. Then put it on the balance transfer and make sure that you pay it off using your savings, because if you don't, you're going to be paying 20% plus interest on your credit card and you're making 1% on your money. Take the 1%, pay it off, and replenish your cash. Well, these are some of the ways that you can handle credit card debt. Now, I want to talk a minute about the psychology of this. Everybody, not everybody, a lot of Americans go through this every January. They overspend on Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's, and then January the bill comes and they're utterly surprised at how big it is, and now they're scrambling around trying to pay this thing off. They get it just about paid off and it's Christmas again and the cycle starts all over. The key here is the two-prong approach. We got to take care of the bill now and set yourself up to not be in the same position next January. By saving your money, and even if it's only $20 a week, I mean, that's eating out one time a week. That's going to the laundromat and doing your laundry one week. Take $20, go put it in your Christmas savings account. If you normally spend $2,000, put $40 a week. But put enough cash in there to cover Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year next year, and next year pay cash. If you want to put it on a credit card, do that, but then you'll have the cash to pay it off in January. But the key is not to just deal with the problem at hand, but to not have this problem again next January. Because if you just solve the problem and you go back through the problem again next January, you've accomplished nothing. The credit card company has made a fortune off of you, and they're going to continue to make a fortune until you stop doing that behavior. That's about all I want to talk about. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.